What is up guys, Andy Forrest Team Runner here, and today I'm going to sit down and go through with you guys my marathon training essentials, marathon racing essentials and marathon nutrition essentials. So welcome back to another video, and today I want to sit down with you guys, as I said in the intro, and talk about marathon training, racing and nutrition essentials. Now, what I've realised as the weeks are ticking on in this marathon training series is I'm delivering you guys my weekly training log, which is fantastic. Like, I'm delighted to be able to do that, but there's a lot of gaps and holes in the knowledge, I guess, of stuff that I'm not providing you with, the stuff that goes on around outside the training. Hence why last week I sat down and recorded my recovery tips video, stuff that I do whilst I'm recovering, which is obviously a very massive part of the marathon training block as a whole. I also want to record a warm-up video, but today I thought I'd sit down and talk about gear, what I use in racing, training, and then also my fueling strategy, or my fuel that I'm going to be using for the upcoming marathon attempt in just over 4 weeks' time. So what we'll do is we'll rattle through training first, go on to racing gear, and then we will move finally on to nutrition. We'll talk about all of that, minus the shoes. This is not a shoe video, this is more clothing and gear itself. And we'll dive straight in to the training. If you're excited for today's video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and let's get rolling. Okay, so let's dive into this pile of training kits. Hopefully what you'll realise by the end of this video is I spend way too much money on shoes and literally next to nothing on clothing. Everything you see in this pile has either been gifted to me, which I will let you know if it has, I've bought from an outlet shop, I've bought from a charity shop, or I've bought from Lidl's. Because to be quite honest with you, there's lots of things I've tried over the years I just haven't got on with, and I've found actually some of the basic stuff has been the best stuff. I'm really not into spending a lot of money on clothing and stuff, but this will probably change your opinion of me quite a lot. We'll get into this anyway. This is not, what this isn't, is this isn't a winter running essentials or summer running essentials video with a load of affiliate links below, because unless you can get an affiliate link for Lidl's and outlet shops and things, yeah, you're gonna have no joy. So there's no links or anything like that below. So we'll start off, this is actually something I forgot to mention in my recovery video last week, gifted to me by Unived, because I am a Unived athlete / ambassador. And these are my compression socks. I've been using these for about a year now. I've sent them maybe just shy of a year. I've been using them a lot, and in this marathon training block, I've been using them after speed sessions and long runs. I tend to put them on for an hour or two after speed work, and maybe sort of wear them for half a day after a long run. They're amazing. I really do rate compression socks. I didn't used to, and I don't wear them when I'm out on the run, but I do wear them afterwards, and I've got to be honest with you, my legs do feel a lot better once I've been wearing them. Anyway, let's roll into the cheap clothing and bits and pieces. Gloves. Goodness only knows where I've picked these things up from. I've got some thicker winter gloves, some thinner ones. These are ones I tend to wear in spring. These are those types of gloves that I tend to wear in winter. Again, they're not sporty in any way, shape or form. They get wet with sweat, they get heavy. They're not sweat wicking in the slightest, but considering this marathon training block started deep in the depths of winter, I thought I'd better showcase that I do wear gloves, but they're very basic. I've got a few outer layers that I wear. Again, these are nothing special. You will have seen all of these in my videos. This jacket here, this is a £10 jacket that I bought from an outlet store from goodness only knows where, with a broken zip. But the broken zip still works if I'm very careful and pull it down. I can't be bothered to get a new one. It's still working well. I've got an outer layer that I bought from Asics. You can see there it says Asics, but you can see also for preparation of the video, I haven't even bothered to turn it the right way around. So yeah, I picked that from an outlet shop. Again, it was about a tenner, I think it was. And this bad boy, you see this a lot. This thing, right, charity shop. £2, ladies and gentlemen, triple XL size. You probably see me running in this. It's super baggy, but I love it. It's such a comfy jacket. I wear it a lot. More recently though, it's so sad, it got chewed up in the tumble dryer. The arm came off, so it's now a 3/4 length on the right arm and a full length on the left, but who cares? It still works, so I'll continue to use it. And again, oh no, not again, we'll move on to the base layers. I've got some base layers here. I've got another base layer somewhere, but oh, there it is down there. fallen off the chair. So I've got this lighter, thinner base layer, which I've got no idea where I got it from. It's come from my footballing days. I used to play football before I started running. You can see it's a little bit lighter, thinner material. Goodness only knows if it's sweat wicking or not. But again, I think that came from a charity shop. This came from Soccer Sports, I think it was. Kappa, ladies and gentlemen, from the 90s. You guys know all about Kappa. Again, an old football underlayer. Nothing fancy, just does the job. Certainly not sweat wicking, super thick. Wear that in the winter. And then we move on to a whole host of t-shirts. The most exciting t-shirt, of course, is the FOD Runner merchandise, which hopefully I'll get an update on when they're coming in the next week or two. We've got that, which is fantastic. I'm using that a lot more now. And of course, the vest as well. So we'll go through the nicer ones first. What else have we got here that's nicer? We've got the more recent Tribe Sports t-shirt. Oh my goodness, this thing is amazing. I love this. Gifted, sent to me. I didn't pay for this. I certainly would pay for it now. Beautiful stretchy material. Going to be an incredible top in the summer. And then the rest of them, bar this Unived Athletes one, which again I was gifted by Unived, which is fantastic, but quite a thick one. So again, I wouldn't wear that in the summer. I'd probably wear that winter, spring and autumn. The rest of these are race t-shirts. I have a whole host of race t-shirts here that I've just collected over the time. Oh wait, hold on, another outlet Asics vest job there, ladies and gentlemen. It's £8 from the Asics outlet shop. Another race t-shirt. Tons more race t-shirts here. I won't show you all those, you don't need to see them. And then we move on to something that you probably would have seen. I can't even find the other one. This is how unorganised I am. I have an arm sleeve, one arm sleeve. Goodness only knows which one it was. This is from Lidl's. I think it was a £5. They're not very good, but they keep my arms warm. So I do wear them when, again, it's kind of that bordering. It's too cold to wear just a t-shirt, but too hot to wear a long sleeve. So I tend to wear a t-shirt with these, but I wore them in that 10-mile time trial video. They kept me nice and warm there. And then we move on to shorts. The type of shorts that I like to wear, weirdly enough, oh look, there's the other one. I did bring it down. The weird thing with shorts is I like to wear, it's not weird, I like to wear Carrymore shorts. They're quite comfy. Now you can get these are a brand that are sold in Sports Direct in the UK. They're a relatively affordable brand, I should say. I was going to say cheap. They are on the cheaper end, but they're relatively affordable. I tend to run in Carrymore shorts, if I'm honest with you. I've got Carrymore there. Goodness only knows what these things are. Oh, these are Asics, but these are too big. Again, pick these up from the look, Asics, pick them up from here. We've got an outlet shop here. Lidl shorts, ladies and gentlemen. These are massive, but they do the job. And again, I'll use those. Carrymore shorts once again. Carrymore shorts once again. And then my racing shorts, which we'll come on to shortly, I got these from Amazon, actually, for £5 a pair. They're from a brand called Mile, and I really do enjoy them. They're super, ridiculously lightweight, very short, and much better. So that, in terms of training, oh no, I nearly left you then. Socks, bear with me 2 seconds. Socks, I've got here, I'll talk you through my racing socks in a second. So some of the socks that I like a lot and I would race in is my Unived socks. These are sort of like compression road socks. I've got some compression trail socks. What I found in my 40k training run was that these are too thick for my next percents. They made my next percents feel very tight. So I'm going to wear my other racing socks, which I'll talk about shortly. But on the whole, these are my normal racing socks, not in the next percents. They felt great in the Endorphin Pro and I love training in these. So these are great. Other than that, we have Lidl socks again. Crivet, I think, is the brand. Do you know, I went to the Asics outlet shop and I bought about 5 pairs of their Asics socks and I put a hole through them within the first run every single time. So I've given up on buying them. But these Lidl socks, ladies and gentlemen, are about 3 years old. These were bright neon yellow and they faded that much in the wash. So Lidl socks for the win. And that, now we're done. That is it for the training. Okay, let's dive straight into racing because I've just realised how long that segment was on training. So, Garmin Forerunner 245 is the watch that I use. Would I recommend it? Well, it's got a light spot in it. I don't know if you can see there. It's broken. This is a standard fault with the 245. I've got to send it back at some point when I can be bothered. It's a good watch, but it often goes haywire on me with GPS. I'm often finding that I'm running behind Matt, even though we're running next to each other when we're on our long runs. And I tend to find when the GPS goes haywire, it needs an update. Every time it goes a bit crazy. I just plug it into the computer, it says it needs an update, I update it and it's fine again. So if you guys ever have issues with it, just try that. And I use the Polar OH1 arm strap to monitor heart rate. So those are literally the two gadgets that I use on my training. When it comes to race gear, my favourite racing vest at the moment is my Unived vest. It is ridiculously thin, so lightweight, it's unreal. And the best thing about this vest is that when you pour water over your head when it's really hot, it doesn't tend to soak up the water and go really heavy. It stays super, super light. The other vest that I would consider racing in is the FOD runner vest that I've got from Scimitar. That's really great material as well, lightweight. My club vest, I wear it if I have to, but it's super, super heavy. I don't enjoy running in that thing at all. And when you do pour water over your head or you're running in really rainy conditions, it literally feels like your vest is pulling down on you. It's a horrific feeling. So this is probably what I'm going to wear, this or the FOD Runner one, but probably this one for the Shepherd Eye Marathon. Shorts, as I've just alluded to, we've got more mile shorts again. So these are going to be my favourite racing shorts. I always race in these ones, lightweight, short and breathable, so good. And finally the socks. You don't need to see the pants, but the socks. Sockmine Grip Lock Technology socks. Now Sockmine gifted these to me probably about 2 years ago. They're still going, they're getting frayed and they're rather holy in the toes. But they are the most enjoyable pair of socks that I have had, along with my Unived ones. You can see how worn out they are there. These and the Unived ones are the best socks I have, but because these are so thin and lightweight, I'm actually going to invest in a new pair of these for the Shepherd Eye Marathon. They're about £12, I think. I will invest in these because I've run in them so much and I really do enjoy them. So these will be my race sock of choice. And finally, let's move on to race day nutrition. What will I be using for race day? Well, I'll be using Unived products because I'm a Unived athlete ambassador and I absolutely love them. I've also got some drink mixes which I'll be using as well. And I've just recently bought a whole host of them. I buy these with my own money, so they're not gifted to me. I do spend my own earth credits, as Ed Budd would say, on those things. Now, in terms of strategy, I'll probably sit down and talk through with you a little bit more at the time. These are my two favourite flavours. They're salted lime and vanilla orange. Now, last Shepherd Eye Marathon in October, I took a gel every half an hour. I'm looking to possibly tweak that slightly this time. I need to look at trying and getting on board a few more calories per hour because that didn't quite work. I think these are like about 24 calories per gel or something like that. And so I was basically taking around 50 per hour. I need to maybe try and see if I can have a little bit more. So I'm either going to drop it every 25 minutes or every 20 minutes. We'll see how it pans out. Obviously, I'll be using the drink mix as well beforehand and the night before to make sure I'm carbed up nicely. We'll talk about this more a little bit at the time. But in terms of Unived, again, a lot of you guys know, I've been working with and having Unived gels for well over a year now. So I really do rate these things. I did a whole host of gel testing last year or the year before, I can't even remember now. I tried about 6 or 8 different brands. And the only 2 brands that came up trumps with my stomach, because I have a very sensitive stomach, is Unived and Morton. And what I found with Morton is that was great as well. I really did enjoy having those. I quite enjoyed the jelly texture and I enjoyed that they were flavourless, but they did have a sweetener in them and I used them at my Gloucester 20 race last year, the year before, and by the 3rd gel, because I was having one every half an hour, I was basically being sick in my mouth because of the sweetener. It ended up being too much. You don't notice it in the first couple of gels, but the 3rd one for me, it was just a little bit too much. Whereas I used 4 or 5 of these at the Shepherd Eye Marathon last time round, 4 of them, and I had no issues whatsoever, which convinced me that these are the way forward. So I will be using Unived products for the upcoming marathon. So there we go, that's my training, racing and nutrition essentials that I'm using during this marathon training block and will be using for my upcoming marathon. Hopefully what it's taught you, as I said in the beginning, is I spend basically no money on clothing and stuff and all my money on shoes. But at the end of the day, running is a simple sport and I feel like we need to keep it that way. There's lots of gizmos and gadgets going around, which are fantastic, and don't get me wrong, I love a good gizmo and gadget, but we need to keep things simple. Training is about a simple process, getting up, lacing out, putting your shoes on, getting out that door and training. Yes, you have to feel comfortable whilst doing it, but to be honest with you, I feel comfortable training in everything I have here and hopefully you guys too. Let me know in the comments below your training essentials, racing essentials and nutrition essentials. What's your strategies? What's your fueling like? What's your gear, watches, all of that stuff? Let me know in the comments below and let's get that discussion going. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.